Hello everybody, and welcome back to a new video. And as you can see, something a little bit different this time. I'm on the hunt for a record that was just reissued yesterday on Friday by Third Man Records. I'm looking for the reissue of Guitar Romantic by the Exploding Hearts. It was reissued finally on vinyl by Third Man Records. And they came up with some really cool different variations of the color vinyl, but the one that I'm looking for exactly is a very limited edition one with a kind of like a heart inside the vinyl, or an exploding heart inside the vinyl. And there's my buddy Hunter, by the way. He's coming on the adventure with me. But apparently that record was it's only for sale in select stores across the U.S. They did not have it at my local record stores in Atlanta, so I called a record store in Birmingham, Alabama, Seasick Records, a really cool record store. I've been there before, and they told me they have a couple of copies of that special edition of the record, which, by the way, is only limited to 250 copies, so very, very limited. So I figured out, don't really have any plans for this long weekend, Memorial Day here in the U.S., so I might as well make it a little adventure. We just finished a hike here with Hunter in a little park outside of Atlanta. It's about a 3-hour drive to Birmingham. So I'm just gonna make it a quick day trip to see if I can find it. And if not, I'll see what else they have at the store. And I'll probably just pick up the regular color version of Guitar Romantic. By the way, a fantastic album in case you haven't checked it out. But anyways, I'm gonna go to Seasick Records right now, and I'll report back with you in a little bit. See you later.
Turn around, we're taking the ride. So take another pill from your purse. Take a little.
All right, so we just got here to Seasick Records, as you can see right there in Birmingham, Alabama. And I went in already as soon as they were opening. We just got here just in time. And I'm glad to say we scored big time too. Got a copy of the Exploding Hearts. This one's called Guitar Romantic. And this is the limited edition version that's limited to only 250 copies, with the Exploding Heart kind of like a picture inside the vinyl. Again, on Third Man Records. I haven't opened this one yet. I'm gonna wait until I go home. I'm gonna have to drive back home for the next 3 hours, and then I'll show it to you when I get home. So I'll see you later.
90 miles an hour, sliding out grease. I got my doubts, we're making it one piece. Just taking a ride.
All right, so we're back home in Atlanta after a very successful record hunt. And unfortunately, there wasn't too much traffic, so we were able to get back home pretty quickly. And also on the way into Birmingham, we stopped by a very nice park. Hunter loves going to parks, so that was his favorite part of the trip, of course. We stopped by Clinton Nature Preserve, and it's in a city kind of right in between Atlanta and Birmingham. So it's a great spot to just stretch your legs, get a little hike, a little exercise. And like I said, Hunter really enjoyed that part of the trip. But anyways, I only got one record at Seasick Records. It's the only one that I needed for this trip. The Exploding Hearts, Guitar Romantic. And this one originally came out back in 2003 on Screaming Apple Records. This reissue that I guess is officially titled Guitar Romantic Expanded and Remastered came out just yesterday, this year in 2023, on Third Man Records. And I already opened this one upstairs. I actually already played it once in my turntable upstairs, and it sounds really good. It came in with a nice gatefold with pictures of the band. A really nice write-up by the surviving band member, Terry Six, with the story about how they recorded the record, and a story about this reissue as well. So really nice to have that. And the main reason to go to Birmingham for this, to pick up this record, was the color vinyl, or the edition, which is the Exploding Heart edition vinyl, limited to only 250 copies. This looks awesome. It's kind of like a picture of a broken heart inside the vinyl. I have no idea how they make these records, but this reminds me of the kind of records that you find if you've ever been to the Third Man Records store in Nashville. They have records like this, like super cool looking records hanging on the walls, framed in the walls. And I never thought that I would have a record like this in my collection. It's kind of like a museum copy, really. And it looks the same in the other side. It looks awesome. And it looks great when it's spinning as well. I don't know if you'll be able to see it there, but you can also see really tiny bubbles around the record. But it doesn't affect the playback. It just plays just fine, as far as I can tell at least. And it's also on a clear vinyl with pink and like a yellow swirl colors. So a really cool looking record. It immediately became one of my rarest records in my collection because it's just so limited to only 250 copies. I didn't want to check on Discogs how much this is going for, this edition of the record is going for, because I wanted this to play it. I wanted this record to play it loud. I didn't want to keep it sealed in my collection or sell it. I wanted this one to play it because I've been wanting this record for a long time. So the Exploding Hearts, they were a very short-lived band from Portland. They formed back in 2001. They released this record in 2003. And unfortunately, after a very tragic car accident, 3 out of the 4 band members died. The only remaining member was Terry Six, who still plays in some other bands nowadays. So yeah, very sad story for this band, especially because they had so much potential after releasing their debut album, Guitar Romantic. But at least we have this record. This record is what I consider a power pop classic from that era, from the early 2000s. It's hard to tell that this record was actually released in 2003 because to me it sounds like a 70s record, like a 70s garage rock or power pop record. And it is kind of produced in that same way as well. These are essentially pop songs with, or I guess I would call it very guitar-driven pop songs. That's how I would describe the songs from the Guitar Romantic. Great guitars, great guitar solos, super catchy lyrics, great melodies on this one. All the songs in this record are excellent. Some of my favorites are I'm a Pretender, which was one of the singles from the record. Modern Kicks, great opening track. Thorns and Roses, and Sleeping Aids and Razor Blades. Love the title track, the title of that track, and it's a great tune as well. But the whole record is really good. And you do get 3 extra tracks on this version of the album. You get Busy Signals, I'm a Pretender, the King Louie mix, which in my opinion sounds very similar to the one on the record, just with some keyboards added. And the last song, So Bored, songs that didn't make it to the original cut of the album. But yeah, really stoked to have this one in my collection. Again, the Exploding Hearts with Guitar Romantic. If you haven't listened to this record, definitely check it out. Highly recommended. I never got a chance to see the Exploding Hearts when they were around back in the early 2000s. I never got to see them live, but I did see Terry Six, the surviving band member, live once, and that was back in 2017 when they opened for Red Cross here in Atlanta. And he played with a band with King Louie, which was actually produced the extra track, one of the extra tracks of I'm a Pretender, in a band called Terry and Louie. And they were great. So I'll close the video with a short clip of Terry and Louie playing some songs here in Atlanta. But yeah, not much to say besides that. Thank you for watching this video and coming along with my record adventure. And see you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.